Hi friends, it's Deanna Williston from Our Blooming Catholic Life, and this is my third video for the box of books I just got. So I put these two together and we're going to do a little preview. Okay. This is probably the biggest of the books I got. It's probably rivaled with Athanasius Schneider's. So they're fairly big books. Ooh. Yeah, they're the same size. Okay, so we know that now. It's a fairly big book. It also has those lovely flaps. The other one did not. This one has those lovely flaps, so you don't necessarily need a bookmark. Just saying, I do love that in books. Dear publishers, I love that in books. I always lose bookmarks, and I stick pages in then and post-it notes, and it gets ugly. So these are pretty handy. Not perfect, but still pretty handy. So Robert Cardinal Sarah. Do you know who he is? Let me tell you. I can read it from the inside of the flaps. Robert Cardinal Sarah was born in Guinea, West Africa, was made an archbishop by Pope John Paul II, a cardinal by Pope Benedict XVI, and the prefect for the Congregation of Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments by Pope Francis. He is author of best-selling books, God or Nothing and the Power of Silence. Nicolas Diat is a French journalist and author. And so it's in conversation with, and then this is Nicolas Diat's book. Okay, I'm getting that now. So, he is now saying, Robert Cardinal Sarah is saying this is his most important book yet. Is it about a cultural identity crisis? Okay. And it is translated by Michael J. Miller. It is an Ignatius Press book. There was an original French edition, so it's copyright 2019. And it's actually interesting, the dedication for Benedict XVI, peerless architect of rebuilding of the church, for Francis, faithful and devoted son of St. Ignatius, for priests throughout the world, and thanksgiving on the occasion of my golden jubilee of priesthood. It opens out, if God is for us, who is against us? The letter of St. Paul to the Romans. The contents, I will tell you, I'm blown away. I literally just opened it. I just got this book. I did not know the table of contents, and I'm blown away. It starts out, Alas, Judas Iscariot. This is going to be a powerful book. He's not messing around here. It is divided into, this again has parts. It has 4 parts. Each has several chapters. So part 1 is spiritual and religious collapse. Oh, that's pleasant. This book is not going to be like a happy, happy, joy, boy book, I feel like. The crisis of faith, crisis of the priesthood, crisis of the church, acedia, and the identity crisis. Part 2 is man belittled. Hatred of man, hatred of life. I'm just saying, don't do this if you're in a kind of sour mood already, I guess. Part 3, the fall of truth, moral decadence, and bad political habits. Where's the world headed? Hatred, ridicule, and cynicism, Europe's crisis, the errors of the West, ruthless enemies, the deceptive seductions of supposedly emancipated life. Oh, this is like the biggest, part 3 is the biggest part. The decline of courage and the fatal utopias of the best of all worlds. The face of postmodern democracies and capitalism. The funeral march of decadence and religious liberty. He is not mincing words is what I've gotten here. Part 4, though. Rediscovering hope, the practice of Christian virtues. And in it has God opens his hand and what must we do? This is like the 3rd book in the series that has ended with a call to action. If you're not getting the hint yet, folks, hear that guy up there on the cross called to St. Francis, go and rebuild the church? He's saying it to you now. Do you hear him? He's saying it to you. Do you hear him? He's saying it to you. God opens his hand. What must we do? The postscript is, let nothing trouble me. So this book is going to scare the pants off you, possibly. I'm wearing a skirt, so I'm all good. Let nothing trouble you. I'm wearing a skirt already, so just saying. This is powerful. This is, again, the question and answer format of the interviewer. I'm just going to let it go there. I feel like there's a call to action here. Rebuild my church. You. Rebuild my church. You. I feel like there's a theme here, folks. If you haven't gotten that message, there appears to be a theme. And remember, I kind of ordered these books. I started out going, I think I was going to get Cardinal Zen's books, and all these ended up in my cart and suddenly at my door. Just saying. Perhaps that finger's pointed a little bit at me as well. So this one is by the interviewer of Robert Cardinal Sarah in the last book, Nicolas Diat. And so, this time the forewords by Robert Cardinal Sarah. See that? This is called A Time to Die, Monks on the Threshold of Eternal Life. It says he is a French journalist and author. Okay, I already just said that. Nothing really new there on him. Behind the monastery walls, men of God spend their lives preparing for the passage of death. Best-selling French author Nicolas Diat set out to find out what their deaths can reveal about the greatest mystery faced by everyone, the end of life. How to die. How do you respond to the fear of death? To answer these and other questions, Diat traveled to 8 European monasteries, including, list them. He interviewed the monks, and he learned that their death experience are very unique, with elements of peace, pain, humility, sorrow, and joy. The monks have the same fears, torments, and sorrows as everyone else. What is exemplary about them is their humility and simplicity. When death approaches and its hand reveals its strength, they are like happy and naive children who wait with impatience to open a gift. They have complete confidence in the mercy of God. I mean, that's just so touching and beautiful. If you know anything about my family life right now, or you're a fan of this vlog and you've seen a lot of my videos, you know that this year is noted as being kind of a horrific year for our family. The beginning of the year, we lost Aunt Joan, and we lost Aunt Ruth, and then we lost our dear neighbor, Miss Mary, almost at the same time as we lost Aunt Mary. And, my father-in-law had some surgeries and health complications as well. My mom's had a lot of health complications over the years. I have my Aunt Gladys, who I pray for daily, as well as my husband's Aunt Joan and Uncle Ed. We know we're not done with loss this year. And, our anniversary photo, we're laughing and sharing, and definitely the family is coming together during this time of crisis. Not all of it, but also we have signs of hope. We have there's already been 1 marriage in the family. There's 2 more coming up, possibly 3 or 4 more. People are rescheduling things and stuff, but the next generation is getting married. So as the generation above us is passing away and we're dealing with that, we're already seeing hopes of new life. One of the greatest joys, and we have these family Zoom calls while we still can with our beloved aunts and uncles. There's normally a little baby on the phone call, and anytime the topic gets, intense or whatever, it's like she holds up the baby for us all. It is such a joy. I cannot thank her enough for doing that, because it isn't just for the one family member. We all enjoy seeing that little one. She is such a delight and a joy, even in her rawest moments. And so this book, I'm now seeing as maybe this book is for me personally. Maybe it's for you as well. I know a lot of people, there's been COVID deaths going on, and we're having trouble dealing with it and addressing death in our own families. And I'm just thinking that this could be very timely. None of the deaths in my family, I think, had anything to do with COVID. It's just happened at this time. There's people like Miss Mary, who I think died of loneliness during, honestly, the time of quarantine, right? I mean, this is just, like, I am so moved by this book, and all I've done is read the front flap. It just feels so timely. And it starts out with a couple of quotes. The first one is from an inscription on the tombstone of Antonio Cardinal Barberini, Our Lady of Conception of the Capuchins in Rome. And it's translated, "Here lies dust, ashes, and nothing more." The one below is Georges Bernanos' Dialogues of the Carmelites. "We must learn how to risk fear as we risk death. True courage is to be found in the risk." So this has a foreword, and then it says extraordinary stories. Foreword, and then I guess it's extraordinary stories. And then there's 8 of those. And then an epilogue called A Bus in the Night. And then it says, those for whom the road begins. Which brings to mind those for whom the bell tolls. You know, do not ask for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. So I don't know if that has any relation, but that's what calls to mind. Those for whom the road begins. And so, yeah, it's got 8 stories. Remember, he went and interviewed people, so this is 8. It's kind of interesting in the foreword. What audacious simplicity, but also what great faith to dare approach such a question that conventionally it is practically forbidden to discuss. But as always, Nicolas Diat has written with great skill and depth. He leads us to the abbeys to help his readers enter into the mystery of death. Monasteries are places where one learns to live and die in an atmosphere of silent prayer, the gaze always turned towards the beyond and the one who made us and whom we contemplate, because from my flesh I shall see. Job 19:26. All those who pray consider life, the world, and death with confidence and emotion, and at every moment discern the presence of God within them. It is certain the monks too are familiar with the difficult and tragic reality of death. They experience the anguish, the fear, and the approach of the 6 a.m. bus that disappears into the darkness. Okay, that's what that was. But in these elevated places of prayer, since the resurrection of Christ, death is an Easter and a passage. And I'm going to leave you there. Seems to be exactly what it says it is. Sorry, there's some things at the end that I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm flipping in the back. You can't see me flipping in the back. I'm trying to get to the epilogue, and I'm losing it in the pages. The epilogue is just... Oh, it's just 1 page. And then the last bit, those for whom the road begins, is like a page and a half. During my travels, I spoke with the young monks, the successors of the brothers to whom I have dedicated this book. And then it kind of tells you about some of them. This looks timely, beautiful. Like, I'm crying and I haven't even read the book. So right now, like while I was making these videos, even though the sun was out and it was warm and sunny and beautiful, the heavens have opened, it's pouring down rain and it's turning gray, and I may just curl up with this book for a while. I think this is what I need to be doing today. God bless you in your journey, and I guess that's it. If you've watched this far, I'm going to give you a little tidbit. What the heck is going on here? Because my sister-in-law and brother-in-law have gotten a puppy, a little black lab, who has incredibly sharp teeth. Whenever I'm near her and I lean over, suddenly my entire towel is in her mouth, and so her sharp little teeth cut the cord that was on here, and I knew the cord was going to go any day. I checked that I'm allowed to replace the cord as often as I need, and everybody was saying what stores they've bought cordage in, but honestly, I had this laying around. I make rosaries from this. And so I already knew how to do the knots. So this is pink mason line. I also have like hot orange and white as well, but I thought the pink was a little nicer and wouldn't show dirt as bad as the white. So that's why I'm wearing this hot pink towel now. If that cheers you up a little bit. God bless you, friends, on your journey.